Hello, I'm Shanti Detchen, the founder and director of Aromatherapy Healing Arts Academy. And one of the most amazing things about aromatherapy is all the different types of applications. So I'd like to share a few of the inhalation methods with you and demonstrate each one of them. Now, one of the easiest ways is to just put a drop on a tissue. So today we're going to look at 3 different oils. One of them is basil, which is Ocimum basilicum. It is a fantastic oil as a mental stimulant. It's also an antiviral, immune stimulant, and really good for the respiratory system. So you can just take 1 drop of basil and put it on a tissue. Now this is also really good if you're in the car and you can put it in just those little vents. If you're on a long drive and you need to have a little bit more energy, but you just inhale. Lovely, lovely scent of basil, Ocimum basilicum. It's safer for children to be able to use it on a tissue. You don't have to be as concerned with all the different types of essential oil precautions as well. So another alternative is just on a little cotton pad. So I carry these around a lot. If you're in a hotel room, you don't like the smell of it, you want a little more immune stimulating, you don't know who's been in this room, if they've been sick, then you just put a couple drops on the center of this cotton pad, just like that. And then again, you can just stick them in the little grate, not too far, but also in the air conditioning vents of your car, all of that. So those are really easy. Now, the other essential oils that I'm going to talk about is rosemary, which is Rosmarinus officinalis. So it's the official rosemary, and she's really good, again, as a mental stimulant, and she's also an expectorant for the mucous membrane systems and the respiratory system, and is a bactericidal. The other oil that we're going to talk about is peppermint. So this is Mentha piperita. And it's actually a hybrid. So on some of the labels you might see Mentha X piperita. And the X means that it's actually a hybrid that they've created. But it's the most common one that they make the essential oils out of. Basil, rosemary, peppermint. They are all stimulating, which means that you do not want to use these applications after 6 p.m. at night because they'll keep you up, is the basis of it. But anytime, they're great to wake up with. They're also really good to be able to use throughout the day, especially if you go, oh, you know, I'm dragging a little bit, I need my espresso. This is a healthier choice. Okay, so we've done the tissue, the cotton pad. Next we're going to look at something a little bit more technical, and this is called a nebulizing diffuser. Now, you do not add water to this, just essential oils, and the way that you do it is that you're just going to take the bottle, you can rest it just on the lip of the nebulizer part, which is this glass section, and you just allow it to drip in there. So it takes about 15 to 20 drops. You can create your own blend, so maybe you'd want to start off with 5 drops of basil, 5 drops of rosemary, and 5 drops of peppermint. And we're just going to put it on briefly so that you can hear it. And it's a little loud. And it does move around a lot. If it's on a floor or something, it will slide. But it is fantastic for immune stimulation. It's not the prettiest diffuser that I've ever had. I've had really fancy ones that have little fog coming out of them. They're glass bowls, and that you put them into water. But as far as therapeutics, the nebulizing diffuser, which is this model, is fantastic. It's really good to be able to put in children's rooms or to put in your office for a few minutes, or if someone's been sick, to be able to put it in their room for a few minutes. You do not add water, because what happens when you add oil and water, the oil will just cling right onto the walls and it will be very difficult to clean. So usually what I do is you'll just take the top off and you can just pour this into like a bowl. Sometimes I put it into my dried flowers so it creates a really nice scent for the room. And then you pour in just a little bit of alcohol. Okay, so this could be vodka or Everclear or something like that. Shake it up and then pour it into the sink. And allow it just to dry. The alcohol will evaporate in just a minute or two, and then you could put in other essential oils. Okay, so that's the nebulizing diffuser. Now we have simpler diffusers, something like this. It has a little hole in the back where you would put this candle and you'd light it, and then you'd pour in a few drops of just water. Okay, so there's just water in there, and then you could just add 1 drop of essential oil. The only problem with this is that it doesn't have as much therapeutic value that you would get from this nebulizing diffuser, but it creates a nice ambiance. So if you're having a dinner party or something, and at that you might want to create more calming oils, something like lavender, which is Lavandula angustifolia, or you could do something, like a citrus essential oil. You could put a little blend in there. But again, it's nice ambience, but it doesn't have the therapeutic value. The last application that we're going to look at with the inhalation methods, and this is a really fast one. They are called aroma inhalers, and this comes in a 6-pack. They do come in colors as well, but these are just white. They have the main body to them, and then also the part that slides out, the end point that you're going to click in, and then they have the wick. And this is where you're going to place the essential oils on. Again, no water is necessary, no carrier oils, just essential oils. And the only other thing that you'll need, I like to have little chopsticks after I put the oils in to move it around. The other alternative is to use just a nylon glove, because you want to keep it sterilized. If it's for yourself, it's not as important, but if it is for someone else, you want to keep the skin cells off of that. So I always bring the essential oils up to eye level as I'm putting it on. Now that I have the glove on, I will drop the essential oil from one end to the other. So maybe 3 to 5 drops. I always bring it up to eye level again and just put on some drops. Remember to always put the lid back on each oil, because these are what's called volatile. And it doesn't mean they're going to blow up, but they will evaporate. So it's best to always keep the lids on. And then you go to the next oil. Now this is going to roll around on its own, so it will start to saturate any drops that are in the bowl. I always prefer to use glass when I can, so I'm using a glass bowl. Again, put the top on. It's already smelling really good. And then the last one. So again, we were using basil, rosemary, peppermint. This is going to be really stimulating to the mind, to the respiratory system, opening up the sinuses. So all you do then at the end is to move it around, get any extra drops, and then just put it right in there and then snap the bottom on. And I usually just give it a little push. And it's always nice to have a label. So, put a label right on there. Okay. Now you have a really nice little inhaler. These are called nasal inhalers. And again, each one is just a personal inhaler. You wouldn't hand this to someone else, because you're going to bring it right up to your nostril, and then I usually just close my other nostril. Deep inhalation. So it's like you are breathing a beautiful flower like a rose. You want to just to infuse and allow yourself to open up to the experience. So again, this one in particular, really great to open up the sinuses, give a little bit more mental clarity, and it's a really easy to put it in your pocket, to put it in your purse. You could have one for mental stimulation like we've just talked about, or you could even make one for your child that was a little bit more soothing. Something like orange, lavender, and chamomile. So we've looked at a few different parts of inhalation methods: tissue, cotton ball, nebulizing diffuser, other little candle diffusers, and the nasal inhaler. So I hope these assist you in being able to bring a sense of peace, but also mental clarity to your day. May you enjoy the wonderful world of aromatherapy.